Today's the day. Today is the day that Don Bearman Wachter from Plainfield, finds out if he is headed to immortality. Canton, Ohio, the NFL Hall of Fame. It's incredible. Well, Hall of Fame and the Hall of Fans within the Hall of Fame, but the Hall of Fame.
That's a huge honor. And anybody who's ever watched a Bears game or if you've had season tickets, you know who this guy is. He's the one, he sits in the end zone seats, and he's got a real bear on top of his head and just an elaborate outfit. But he's so dedicated, and he's so good at what he does, and I'm pulling for him.
He's one of three finalists. He's up against...
Who? Wait.
He's up against a high school teacher from Beaver, Pennsylvania. Steelers season ticket holder for 18 years.
What's his name? Loser. Just kidding.
His name is Rick Holman. And a Dolphins fan named Roger Avila, Miami. He goes by Dolphin Maniac. He's held his seats for 24 years. So just
awesome.
in terms of longevity of season ticket holding, the Bearman has both of them beat.
How many years?
Almost combined. He goes back to 85.
Nice.
That's 33 years. For more on this, let's get a sense of the nerves as he's waiting for the knock on the door, the call from Roger Goodell. We're pleased to be joined by Don Bearman Wachter. Don, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Dad and Amy, for having me on.
That's
my signature growl.
That's how you know it's him. That's when we're not putting you on. Only Don could do that. So, Don, how you feeling today? Nervous?
Oh, you bet, guys. Yeah, I didn't sleep too well last night. Just a lot of anticipation here. The next 2 hours, I'm going to know it. I'm going to know whether I made it. I mean, I got a good feeling, but still, there's always a little bit of nervousness.
Was there a question and answer portion to this? Did they sit you down and ask you about, how you've evolved into this Bear fan?
Oh yeah, they came to my house in Plainfield in early December, did a full film interview and a lot of questions and so forth. So then I had to send in like a video and so forth. But the Bears are the ones that kind of nominated me back in October to Ford for them when Ford went to the Bears and asked, give us a couple ultimate fans you have for this new Ford Hall of Fans contest, and I definitely was the first one on the list. So yeah, it's a very thorough process.
Was there a Wonderlook testing or any other psychological testing that you had to go through?
Well, thank God there was.
So explain your...
Even though, I have a bachelor's and a master's degree, so in forestry. So
yeah.
I think I might be able to do pretty well in that.
And how much of your annual income now goes to your season tickets for the Bears?
Well, it's not just season tickets. Yeah, I think I spend between $5,000 to $8,000. I also collect Bears memorabilia. I've been doing that for the last 20 years, so that also. So.
Well, how did you become a Bears fan? Did you grow up in Plainfield or in Chicago?
Well, the Chicago region, I grew up in Lake County, Indiana, actually, so only 45 miles from downtown, so straight south. So, and basically all the media was Bears. There was nothing else, so that naturally I became a Bears fan. So my older brother really got into him.
Wait a second. A Hoosier is going to go in as the Bear man?
Well,
no. How long have you lived in Plainfield?
Since 2002. So
okay.
Yeah, but I've been, I lived before that I was in countryside for about 6 years. So, but yeah, the Indiana area it's heavily northwest Indiana is heavily Bear fans.
Of course. Now, why number 46 Doug Plank as the jersey of choice? Why not say a Bob Avellini, a Matt Suey?
Well, I was always big in the defense side of the Bears, and Bears, even the 70s, early 70s, they were not a good team. And I don't know if you know that the offense was terrible, unfortunately. But the defense still, teams always said when they came in and played the Bears, they felt it for the next couple of days, how bad, how hard-hitting that. And Doug just epitomized that defense. He was 12th round draft pick. He made the team as a rookie. He started as a rookie. He set a rookie record for tackles for the Bears that Brian Urlacher, he only beat by 2, so as in his rookie season. So Doug just was just a ferocious hitter. He had intensity. He had heart. He was all about how hard he could hit you, leaving never leaving anybody standing after the play. Yeah, no, he just really stood out for me.
He wouldn't even be allowed.
Known as a dirty hitter.
Yeah.
Also, he was called a hitman. With him and Gary Fenwick, were called a hitman.
He wouldn't even be allowed on the field today in the no tackle NFL.
Right. Yeah. No, he kind of admits a lot of the stuff he did. Definitely would get a flag. So I don't. He said he probably couldn't play too well today's rules.
So Don, how did you come up with that outfit? And are there ever days where it's hard? I mean, you put the paint on your face. You got, because I've seen you out there, and when it's 100 degrees out on the field, then I've also seen you when it's 30 below. Right.
Well, maybe coming up with the outfit, I always wanted to do something more extravagant through the years. I did face paint and a helmet, for some years, then a face paint with colored wigs, punk wigs, blue or orange. Then I just wanted to. I really loved the bear logo, the growling bear logo, and I actually seen a fan. This is like in '96, '95. 5'6". I seen a fan in the section over from me. I was in section 36 in Old Soldier Field, who actually was wearing like a bearskin rug over himself, and he really didn't have anything to go with it. But I said, that's interesting. And I actually went to a costume shop trying to see if they had a growling bear, a menacing bear I could wear over my head, and all they had was the cutesy bears that were smiling. And that didn't work at all. That didn't appeal to me. So I went to a taxidermist in Palatine, and I called them up. They said, "Yeah, we got a small black bear, what they call bearskin rug." And I went there, looked at it, and got a good price for it. But I was too embarrassed to tell the taxidermist, hey, you think I could cut the head off and wear it on my head? I just bought it, and a friend of mine, we, the head is mounted on plywood, so we cut the wood off and scooped out the styrofoam, and I put a strap on it, and by God, it worked. And I debuted it in November of '96 season. I just went from there. I gradually added to fur, fake fur, and shoulder pads and claws and feet, feet claws. So as far as this costume works very well. Maybe 21 below, but like we had here, but works very well. December, November are my favorite months. In the 40s and 50 degrees, 30s. But September, I can have a little bit of problems there. As far as keeping hydrated. It's a bear to wear.
Hey.
Now, all of those bear parts, none of those are from conflict bears. Those are all street legal, I presume.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. I just don't want any legal problems. All right. So, how does the selection happen today? I mean, how are they tabulating the votes? Is this just like Roger Goodell picking a name out of a hat? How does it work?
Well, no, actually, this process was a 3-part process, where the voting, which went through a whole month here, ended last Sunday. As far as people voting for you, that was 1/3 of what they call the scoring system for this. So, whoever got the most votes was 1 through 10 got let's say a 10, and then 1/3 of the I'm basically judged 1/3 by a panel from Ford, what they call my quote ultimate fandom. Not sure exactly
the ultimate fandom
is,
quotient.
I'm scaled
yes.
1 through 10 by a panel from Ford. Then I'm also scaled 1 through 10 by a panel from the Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame. And then again, the last 1 through 10 is the vote. So they add all that up, and whoever has the highest score is going to be the winner. And again, David Baker is going to be knocking hopefully on my door here in the next hour and a half with a film crew and give me the great news.
So you're dressed and ready to go, right?
Well, actually, they told me, if you get this, I'm a little bit disappointed not to wear the bear costume. I guess we have to go to a Hall of Fame luncheon here with the suit and tie affair right after this here at 11 o'clock. So no, I'll be wearing a jersey and jeans, but bear stuff. But unfortunately, no bear man today being filmed.
Now, if you don't have to tell me, you don't have to answer this question if you feel it might implicate you. You can certainly invoke your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. But with respect to the voting, did you enlist some of the machine potentates in Chicago to help you with the voting portion of the process?
Maybe, I don't know. Some of my friends said, yeah, it's Chicago way. They would post on my Facebook, let's vote early, let's vote often. So
how did you
I actually had a campaign manager for this, Timmy from the Bus, he's called. He's a famous tailgater here in Chicago, and he helped tremendously with videos
Timmy
of me.
He's very good.
And also, we reached out to probably 50 Bear Facebook fan clubs, across the nation.
Yeah.
You have to. Because I'm looking at your competition right now, and I think you've got this locked in.
I mean, thank you very much. I mean, I've been getting that from a lot of people. I mean, they're kind of swelling my head, but I'm constantly getting you got this. I guess because a big thing is because they show me as Bear Man, and we're the other two guys. The Dolphin guy does have a costume, but he's just not really presented that way.
Yeah, they're just
it's all about the presentation.
They're just civilians. Yeah, they're just civilians. I mean, you've been on the field. You've carried the Bear Nation flag.
Right.
I mean, it's a no-brainer.
I would like to say I am the most well-known of these three across the country, So just from the TV appearances and Sunday Night Football, the exposure I'm getting. So I've been doing this for 22 years, also.
Yeah, look, you put in your time, and I'm sure it's a lonely existence. Here's the question: is Doug Plank going to give your introduction when you're inducted into the Hall of Fame? Have you asked?
Well, we don't know what Ford hasn't been saying any plans. But I think I got a good feeling because I've been in contact with him. He made promotional videos. He even told me he wants to come and redo the knocking on my door like Brian Urlacher did next time he's in Chicago. But I got a feeling, if there is an induction presentation, Doug definitely would do it. He'd fly in from Phoenix with no problem. We have a close relationship, me and Doug.
That's great.
He loves that. He always says, "Well, Don, the Bear Man's my only fan." He says, "My only famous fan left."
That would be as great a moment as Mean Joe Green throwing his jersey to that kid in the Coke commercial.
Right.
That's a great fan moment. Bear Man, a.k.a. Don Wachter from Plainfield, he is waiting for the knock on the door that is going to happen in the next couple of hours. Don, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, enjoy your
Bear
time.
Nation.
Yeah, and just know we're all pulling for you, so go get them.
Thank you. The Chicago media has been great to me these last 3 weeks. I've been amazed how great they have been, and talking me up and so forth. That is just special.
Thanks, Don. Appreciate it. Good luck, man.
Bear Man joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Bears 31 to -7.
Yeah, really, -7.
Gosh, Dick, I'll find a way.
Bears.
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
I'm